Hi Year 11, I'm Miss Kennedy and I'm the head teacher of English. Over the next 2 years you'll see many videos by me. Each time you get a new assessment task, you'll also receive a new video of me explaining the expectations. Okay, so the first one today we're going to look through is your reading to write assessment. What I'm going to ask that you do is follow along on the gold sheet. You'll notice that the front page has the key information. So we're assessing your first unit, reading to write. It's going to be weighted at 30%. You'll see the outcomes there. And the due date is Thursday, the 4th of April by 4 p.m. We'll talk specifically about that 4 p.m. time frame in a little bit. Okay, so the idea for this unit is across the term you are going to be experimenting with different types of writing. It's designed so that you build skills across a range of text types. We want you to see yourself as a writer in this unit. You'll be doing analytical writing, imaginative, discursive, and persuasive writing. Now, throughout the term, you're going to be doing this stuff in class. You'll be having feedback from your teachers. You may do some peer feedback and pairing up. But for the assignment, what we'd like you to do is pick the best two that represent you as a writer. They have to be different too, so you could submit a piece of analytical writing or a discursive and a discursive, but not say too persuasive. At that time, you are going to submit it, but they can only be 600 words. Now that's actually quite challenging to keep something brief like that. In English assignments, we'll tell you if there's a flexibility, and we've given it to you this time, 10% either way. We're trying to get you to think that every single word choice is important. So learning about how to craft a piece for maximum impact and to communicate your meaning to your reader. Okay, let's look at the options. We've designed this first assessment with a lot of choice. So we want you to have some choice and flexibility so that we're getting to know you as a writer. So you've got 4 different options. We'll go through each. If you choose to write an analytical piece, you are going to be responding to the poem by Jeannie Leanne, which is the first one in your booklets, and you're analysing how she reveals the conflict of the nation through her personal poem, Bridge Over the River Memory. You're probably comfortable with that form already because you would have done a lot of essay writing leading up to this, but you'll also be doing some essay writing and the Freshie model of writing with your teachers in class. The second option is imaginative. Now you'll notice that each option is also linked to a text that you'll study in class. So for this one, it's Tim Winton's Big World. Again, imaginative should feel pretty comfortable. You've done narrative writing in the past. What we'd like to see you do is compose an imaginative piece that, like Tim Winton, is centered around this transformative journey. Additionally, we'd want you to pick one of the 3 quotes. I've pulled them from Tim Winton's piece, and you will use it as a motif. So a recurring symbol, something that keeps coming back and has meaning throughout your 600-word piece. Now that's quite challenging, 600 words in a narrative. So we're saying here that we might want you to zoom in on a particular point in time. So think about it more like a vignette rather than a big full narrative that has, like that would take, a 2-hour film. You obviously can't cover that in 600 words, so you have to plan it carefully. Now the next 2 are the ones that you're probably least familiar with, discursive particularly. If you pick discursive, you'll be inspired by Helen Gardner's The Insults of Age, and you'll be writing about anything you want. So you've got, again, more choice here, a personal passion. We want you to research your topic so you're comfortable and you've got a voice of conviction about it. And your idea is that you're going to be inspired by her style. And again, if you pick this one, we've got 3 options for you, all of which are pulled from her piece. You pick one and you use it as a central motif. Now, the 4th one is a piece of persuasive writing. Now, you have maybe done a little bit of that, maybe like even Year 9 NAPLAN and things like that, but we want to see that elevated now to the stage 6 level. So Stan Grant's The Australian Dream speech is a brilliant example of really motivating an audience. So we want you to pick your own topic, something that's controversial, something that you're passionate about. And the idea is that inspired by how Stan Grant writes, We want you to write your own piece that convinces us as a reader of your point of view. If you pick that, we want you to pick either historical allusion, intertextuality, or imperative voice, and really zoom in on one of those techniques to make your piece of writing powerful. So lots of choice. You only pick 2, but even inside those options, you're given more choice to write about something that you are passionate about. All right, so you are given an opportunity to submit something for feedback. Now, throughout the course of the unit, you'll be doing feedback stuff in class, but if you want to submit something that's specific for the assignment, your teachers will talk to you about how you go about doing that, whether it's via Google Classroom or whether it's handed paper in. The deadline's the 21st of March. Your teachers will talk to you more specifically about that. Formatting and submission. So this stuff's quite important. We need you to be very careful with how you submit your assignments from now on, okay? Because if they're late, they can get a 0 mark. So stage 6 is much stricter than 7 to 10. So formatting, we need it to be a Word document or a Google Doc, so not a PDF. We want it in 12-point font so it's nice and easy for us to read, and we want you to get in the habit of using your NESA number. So your teachers will give you those. Include the word count for each piece and tell us on that document what option you've picked. So if you have picked option 4, persuasive, what technique? Was it technique 1, which is the historical allusion, or technique 3, imperative voice? You are going to be given instructions as well on how to create a Turnitin account. Turnitin is a software that we use here at school. It's a submission port, but it also allows you to check plagiarism. Hopefully no one's plagiarizing, but it's just a good backup and check. You'll be given the instructions. You'll use your education email to make yourself a login, and you'll be using that for the next 2 terms for English and even some of your other subjects. Remembering that technology is not a reason for misadventure. So you need to be really mindful of managing your own technology, keeping records, keeping backup copies, and submitting before 4 o'clock. The actual port closes at 4. So if you are trying to upload at 3:58 and it's taking a while to upload and you miss it, that's really your fault. Okay, so you've got plenty of warning for this assignment. We are not giving it to you 2 weeks before. We're giving it to you months before, so you've got plenty of warning. Do not leave it to the last minute. Get it in before the 4 o'clock deadline. Okay, let's talk about how it's going to be marked. You will get a little piece of paper like this for both pieces of work. So that means you're getting individual feedback as well. So you might see that your discursive is better than your imaginative, or maybe your imaginative is the winning idea, but the persuasive piece you submitted didn't let you down a little bit. It's marked out of 20. You'll see that there's 3 outcomes or 3 dot points that we're assessing. The first one is how well you can engage us. So it says here how well you can compose an engaging and thoughtful portfolio of writing. So think about your reader. Think about your audience. Are you engaging them? Are you keeping them interested and hooked? And are you showing that you've given thought to this? The second outcome is about crafting. Now you probably know that this unit is designed to prepare you for the craft of writing in Year 12. So I'm asking you how well you have crafted your language to suit the question and the appropriate form. So that's your choice of style, your format, your language techniques, the tone, the style. What choices have you made, and do they suit and answer the question? So it's really about designing, crafting your piece of writing rather than just sort of spitting it out onto the page. And then lastly, in English, pretty much it's always the same outcome, and that's your control of the written form. So your spelling, your grammar, your syntax, a lot of that stuff can be cleaned up in editing. So leaving enough time to edit your work carefully, get maybe a neighbour or a parent or somebody else to go through and help you with that editing process so that what you submit is a polished piece. You'll notice that the skills are the same. It's just the descriptors change as we move down the bands from A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so hopefully this has made the assessment task clearer for you. We have really tried hard to give you a lot of scope for choice and for you to deal with issues that you care about. So a lot of opportunity for you to develop your skills as a writer and personally engage with this task. So good luck, please work hard, and really I do hope you have fun with this. Thanks, Year 11.